Alright, let us finish off with this chapter. Uh, After we have discussed the matching stage that include all those five matching strategies or matching stage, and the next one is for you to go through the QSPM. What is QSPM? QSPM is the metrics that we use to finalize on the strategies that we are going to implement for that particular organization. So, for example, under the SWOT matrix, SOWO, STWT, we may have suggested altogether 10 strategies, 3 from SO, 3 from WO, 2 for ST, and 2 for WT. So, altogether we have 10. But there is no way that we are going to propose all that 10 strategies for the company to implement. We might need to finalize maybe 3 or 4 uh, practical and implement something that can be implemented by the organization for them to implement. So we can do that by going through this QSPM quantitative strategic planning matrix. Objective is to indicate which of strategies are the best. So we use the input stage 1 and analysis and matching result from stage 2 to decide objectively among alternative strategies. So what we can do is that we make a list of the key external opportunities, threats, and internal weaknesses in the left column of the QSPM. So in this column, the key external and internal factors. And then what you do is that we assign the weights and then identify alternative that we should consider, and then we put on the attractiveness score and then compute the attractiveness score and compute the sum total attractiveness score. It's easier if we look at the example. So first you identify the key opportunities and threats, and then the strengths and weaknesses. So what you do is that you put the weight for opportunities and threats, kita dapat 1, and then for strength and weaknesses also 1. And then what you do is that you put, these are the 2 strategies that you are going to implement for this retail computer. Is either to buy a new land or fully renovate. So you put in the attractiveness score, 4 as being most attractive to the organization, 1 as being less attractive, and then kita calculate the TAS, total attractiveness score, by multiplying between the weight as well as the attractiveness score for each of the strategy. So you put the dash if it is not relevant to those type of strategies. So once you do this for both the internal and external elements, we are going to come up with the attractiveness score, total attractiveness score for each of the strategy. So 4.36 and 3.27. So what is our final decision? Our final decision is to buy new land and build new larger store. So that's how you do the QSPM matrix, or quantitative strategic planning matrix. Yes. You need to remember that when you work in a real organization, there would always be politics. Politics with regards to our employees, kita punya colleagues, and everybody in the organization. Because sometimes they would play this politic maneuvering in order for them to get their objective, to get the resources, to divert the human energy, in order for them to achieve their own KPI and everything. And these are some of the tactics to aid the strategies. Equifinality, we just focus on to get the desired result is more important. So we consider various methods and choose those that afford greatest commitment from employees and managers. Satisfying, we just pick the most popular strategy. And then generalization, we tend to shift from single issue, specific issues to general issues. And then focus on higher order issues, we tend to focus on long-term issues and concern. So those are some of the tactics. And finally, we talk about board of directors. These are individuals who are elected by the ownership of a corporation to have oversight and guidance over management and who look out for shareholders' interests. These are the four major responsibilities and duties of the board of directors. Throughout my experience in teaching this particular subject, in the final exam, there were 3 or 4 times that they asked students about this to highlight on the responsibilities and duties of the BOD. So as the board of directors, there are 4 main responsibilities. Number 1, they need to control and oversight over management in terms of selecting the CEO, ensuring managerial competency, evaluate management performance, salary level, and whatnot. And then adherence to legal prescription, they need to keep monitoring in terms of the new laws, and then in terms of select new directors, approve capital budgets, and then they are also responsible to consider of the stakeholders' interests, to monitor the product quality, facilitate upward progression in employee quality of work life, and then advancement of stockholders' right in terms of stockholders' equity, survival, and then in terms of the inform stockholders through letters, reports, and meetings. So those are among the responsibilities of the board of directors. So I reckon that would be the end of the chapters. So this one you can read it on your own. So please be safe, take care of yourself, make sure that you wash your hand regularly, and we are going to meet again in the next video with a new chapter.